Let me begin with the question, and please use the chat box because I would love to read the answers. How many of you want to be successful in life? Please write me in the chat box. Okay, thank you. And now imagine you have a friend who criticizes you, for every little thing you do. He or she may point out your flaws constantly, reminding you of every mistake you have ever made, tells you you're not good enough, not thin enough, not successful enough, not doing enough, or never lets you rest. But then when you wake up, he whispers doubts. So that person is there at night listing your failures. So now, an honest question. For how long would you stay friends with this person? You can use the chat box for answering. A day, week, or yeah, 0 seconds. So true. So probably not at all, right? And yet, most of us have exactly this friend, right? And we carry her everywhere. In fact, so let me ask you one more question. If that person is an obstacle in your way to success, do you know who that person is? You can just simply say you have such a person in your life or you don't have. If I'm, or let me put this question in another way. What do you think? Give me one reason why you are not successful. Use the chat box. One reason, one person, it can be one person, or the reason can be a person as well. So, so Naina ji will like to stay friend with such a person. Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, Usha ji is the first person who got it right that it's you who is that person in your life. Because we are the harshest critics in our lives and our own lives. So, today we are going to talk about something that might just change everything. We are talking about healing your relationship with your own self. And here's the truth that's both simple and profound. You live with yourself every moment and make that relationship a peaceful one. You can leave a bad job, exit a toxic friendship, even walk away with difficult family dynamics. But yourself, you are stuck with you. From your first conscious thought to your last breath, you are your most constant companion. So, why do we treat ourselves worse than we would treat a stranger? Let me tell you what this looks like in real life. Let's say it's 11 p.m. Kavita finally sits down after a full day. It managed her team at work, picked up groceries, cooked dinner, helped her daughter with homework, listened to her mother's health condition on the phone. And as she's falling asleep, you know what her brain does? It doesn't say, well done today. It says, you forgot to call back that colleague. You should have been more patient with your daughter. Or you ate too much at dinner today. You're falling behind on your fitness goals. What's wrong with you? Every single night. So self criticism damages emotional health. And we need to be honest about this. We think being harsh with ourselves will motivate us. That if we are just hard enough on ourselves, we'll finally become disciplined, productive, perfect. But it doesn't work that way. Research shows that self criticism actually increases anxiety, depression, procrastination, and that paralyzed feeling of I can't do anything right. You know what actually motivates change? Compassion, safety, encouragement. The same things that work with children, with friends, with anyone we are trying to help grow. But somewhere along the way, we learn that being kind to ourselves is selfish, it's indulgent, that we don't deserve gentleness until we have earned it through perfection. So everybody is striving for perfection. And so we carry these wounds. Old shame from that class 10 exam we didn't ace, guilt about choosing career over relationship or relationship over career. It can be either way. Whatever choice we made, we punish ourselves for it. Regret about our parenting, our body, our choices, our entire existence sometimes. And the healing, it begins with awareness and compassion. Awareness means noticing the voice, actually hearing what you say to your own self. And let me tell you, when you start paying attention, you'll be shocked. Imagine recording your internal dialogue for one day and playing it back. You would probably cry because you realize you've been living with an abusive roommate, and that roommate is nobody but you. Sometime back, even I had a moment like this, getting ready for an event, trying an outfit after outfit, and caught myself in the mirror saying, God, you look awful. Nothing fits right. So why did you even agree to go? Everyone's going to look better than you. And then I stopped because then I realized I would never ever say this to my friend. I would never say this to my daughter. I would never say this to anyone I even remotely cared about. So why was it I saying this to myself? That's when the healing started for me. Not with affirmations or vision boards, though those can help too, but with simple awareness. That is the starting point, the first step, the first baby step, I would say. Once you're aware, compassion follows. Compassion means responding to yourself the way you would respond to someone you love who's struggling. How you speak to yourself shapes your confidence and peace. It shapes how you show up in relationships, at work, or in life. So if your inner voice is constantly critical, you'll walk into rooms feeling inadequate. You'll second guess every decision. You'll apologize for existing. You'll dim your light because some part of you believes you don't deserve to shine. But when you heal that relationship, when you become your own safe space, everything shifts. You make decisions with more clarity because you're not drowning in self doubt. You handle criticism better because you're not already attacking yourself. You take risks because you know that even if you fail, you won't destroy yourself over it. And here's what really gets me: you deserve the kindness you give others. Yes, let me repeat that. You deserve the kindness you give others. Think about it. You show up for people, you forgive their mistakes, you see their potential even when they mess up. You offer them grace, understanding, second chances. So, why are you the exception to your own compassion? Ask this to yourself. Is it because you don't deserve it? Or is it because you've been conditioned to believe that self sacrifice equals virtue, that suffering equals strength, that you have to earn love even from yourself? Let me be very clear. You don't. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of your own kindness. You don't have to achieve everything, look a certain way, or never make mistakes to deserve peace with yourself. You deserve it simply because you are human. And being human is hard enough without adding self hatred to the mix. So, healing your relationship with yourself doesn't mean you become delusional or you stop growing. It means you become a supportive coach instead of a cruel critic. So when you mess up, so instead of you're such an idiot, you say, okay, that didn't go well. What can I learn? What can I do better next time? Or when you look in the mirror, instead of listing flaws, you say, this body has carried me through everything. It definitely deserves respect. And when you're exhausted, instead of you are so lazy, you say, you've been working hard. Rest is productive too. So it's not about lowering standards, it's about raising the quality of your inner environment. Because the truth is, you already carry enough. Life is heavy, responsibilities are real, challenges don't stop coming. So why add to that burden by being at war with yourself? So today is what I want you to do. Of course, not tomorrow, not when you have time, but tonight. Find a quiet moment, get a piece of paper or open your notes app and write a letter to yourself, starting with, Dear me, I forgive you for, and then complete the letter. Let me repeat. You have to write a letter to yourself and starting with, Dear me, I forgive you for, and then complete it. So forgive yourself for the mistakes, the harsh words you said to your own self, the opportunities you missed, the times you were not perfect, and the body you've criticized or the choices you regret. We've all made wrong choices in some part of our lives. And we always, we keep on blaming ourselves for that. So forgive yourself. The version of yourself you think you should have been by now. Write it down. Be specific. Be honest. Just let it out. And then, now this one is crucial. End it with appreciation. Thank yourself for showing up, for surviving hard days, for trying, for still being here despite everything. Read it once, then keep it somewhere safe. Return to it when that critical voice gets loud again. So before we close today, I want you to really hear this. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. So let me say that again. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. So if you're constantly at war with yourself, you'll expect others to be at war with you too. If you can't forgive yourself, you'll struggle to forgive others. And if you can't see your own worth, you'll accept treatment that reflects that. But when you heal this relationship, when you make peace with the person in the mirror, when you start loving that person in the mirror, you transform not just your inner world, but your entire life. So here is your call to action today. Starting today, speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you're trying to heal, not someone you're trying to hurt. Catch that critical voice. Pause. Reframe. Practice. It definitely won't be perfect. You'll forget. You'll slip back to the old patterns. but that is okay. What we say, you have to be consistent with that because healing isn't linear, it's a practice, a choice you make again and again and again. And you're worth that effort. You're worth the patience. You're worth the kindness. So you've been living with yourself your whole life. It's time to make that relationship worth having. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.